Alright, happy Easter. Sorry I haven't made any videos. Today will be a good, comprehensive update. And there will be a Project Nice truck to follow today. At least there should be. So, basically, here's what's up. Truck got Moog front end parts installed last week, so the front end is nice and tight now. Not that it was loose before, it just doesn't wander as much as it used to. It got tie rods, idler arm and pitman arm, and adjuster sleeves. So it was like, what was it? $200 in parts. And then the shop that I used to work at took care of me. They did a great job on it. Everything feels really tight, just the way it should. Nice and responsive steering, and it all feels good. So thank you to them. That's Anderson Automotive in Tolland. I got shocks. I got Napa, Grande, whatever, these big yellow sons of bitches. Basically, I walked into Napa and said, give me the heaviest, most anti-body roll shock you can, and that was them. So another $200 for shocks. I was gonna go and install them today with Kyle, but then somehow waking up this morning, it just felt like it would have been better to sleep than do shocks, especially after having a long weekend. So those will probably go in maybe next weekend. If not, maybe sometime during the week. It all depends on when the truck can go up on a lift, because I don't really want to do those not on a lift. Other than that, not a whole lot has changed with the truck. We did get the air system hooked up again, you know, for like train horns and stuff like that. And the camera's getting kind of loose and wiggling all over the place. Well, anyway, it was actually pretty cool, because you see what happened was I had, I hadn't really used the air horns a lot since like November, December, and what had happened was, if anybody's ever been inside one of these little compressors, it's basically an electric motor and then a little piston compressor, you know, air pump thing. And basically, you know, we go to hook it up and we put power to it. You know, at first I thought that all my wiring was no good, but it's just power and ground. So anyway, so we put direct battery power to it and nothing. Tap it a couple times with a wrench and it kicks over, but it sounds like crap. Like when this compressor runs, it's a smooth, quiet, you know, just kind of a hum. And that wasn't the case. It sounded like junk. And so I figured, well, you know, like it works, but it's slow. It was like when this thing's running right, you know, it'll charge a 1 gallon tank from 0 to 120 PSI in about a minute or so. And anyway, so, you know, after a minute, it had put out like 20 PSI. So I figure, okay, well, either I'm gonna have to buy a new compressor, which is like $170, or we can take this one apart and try and fix it. And if we do fix it, I don't have to spend $170. If we can't fix it, well, I had to spend $170 anyway. So we popped the cap off for the compressor side, which is the actual piston and everything, and that was all corroded, and it had water in there, and it wasn't doing so hot. So we cleaned that, sprayed it with brake cleaner, put a bunch of like air tool lubricant in there, and we got that. It wasn't seized, it was just not smooth, you know, it was corroded inside. So then, after we did that, we got ambitious and popped the back cover off of the electric motor side. Now, keep in mind, this was me and Kyle and Austin. And of the three of us, Kyle's really the only one that has like mechanical education, so to speak. Other than that, Austin and I are just kind of like, you know, weekend like do-it-yourselfer type things. And I've never been inside a starter or anything like that, so this was completely new territory to me. Anyway, so that was all corroded, so we took that kind of apart and sanded the inside of that and emptied like half a can of electrical contact cleaner onto that and douched that with brake cleaner. And then the two wires that come out of the pump are just a power and ground to run that electric motor. And those had broken, and those were kind of crappy wires anyway, so Kyle and I had to re-solder that, but you know, the solder wasn't taking, and we kind of had to get creative, and if you pop that cover off, it's ugly as shit in there. It's ugly solder, but it worked. So we put everything back together, and wouldn't you know it, the thing runs like brand new, and it charges the compressor or charges the tank just like it should, right up to, you know, 120, 140 PSI, like no problem. So that's awesome, like really cool. And it also means that, you know, now that we've done that, we know that you can take compressors that don't work so well, and to an extent you can kind of rebuild them or restore them or whatever. So I got train horns again, which is cool, and I picked up a couple truck horns a couple weeks ago that are going to go on it eventually once I figure out how to mount them. That's really the only difficult part, is figuring out how to mount them. But those sound really cool, and I'll probably get a clip of those for you at some point. I've taken so much movies, and there's so much video in the last like month, and just none of it's gotten uploaded because it's all been junk or I haven't had time or whatever. So this is why this is going to be like a 10-minute long video, just all in one shot. The 18.6 is going to be leaving pretty soon. I have to do a kind of like a once-over tune-up on it and get it running real nice, and you know, fix all the stupid stuff that I haven't fixed on it that never really bothered me. But that'll probably be leaving with a 3-point hitch and my 5x5 set of disc arrows that I don't really use. I should be getting a pretty good chunk of change for that. I have a guy that's really interested in it, and the deal that we have on the table is I'm gonna go through it and make it perfect, and he's gonna give me $500 for it, which would be awesome because I could use that like pretty badly. And that would, in all likelihood, go right into the truck, probably for either a lift pump or gauges or an oil cooler kit, but most likely a lift pump or gauges. The other thing that I'm doing is a friend of mine, Eric, who I don't think has ever been in any of my videos. He's got a white 6.0 Ford lifted, nice truck. He's selling a Skag walk-behind 48-inch commercial mower, and I'm going to be picking that up once my tax return comes in, because I'm not going to use my tractors to mow lawns this year. So kind of like an instance of you got to spend money to make money. So that's going to set me back quite a bit, but it should be definitely something good to have, because it's like, you know, mowing lawns is a good chunk of my income, and if I'm not doing it with the right tools, I'm not really doing it right. And you know, people don't pay good money to have somebody come in with a 40-year-old tractor and cut their grass. They pay good money to have somebody come in with proper commercial equipment and come in and cut their grass. So I'm working towards that. At some point I'll probably be picking up a professional grade steel weed whacker, like an FS90 or an FS110. So that'll be good as well. You know, the whole point really is just to commercialize myself, because I've got customers, I've got the truck, I've got the trailer, I've got the skill. The last thing that's missing is the equipment. So, you know, upgrading my equipment should be a pretty welcome change for myself and for my customers. thing too is that, you know, on some of the, like, sometimes if like the grass is really long or if it's wet, I have to double cut it, and then that takes longer. You know, with a Skag or a Gravely or any kind of professional mower, you know, it should make me more efficient as well, because it's going to be one and done every single time. And that should give me the ability to have, you know, to get a couple more customers, and a couple more customers is, you know, another $100 here, $100 there. So my goal is to be making like $200 to $300 a week mowing, and that'll help me, that'll pay off the mower in like a month. And then after that, I'm just be making all kinds of money, and then, you know, I can get going on this, because I got more plans for this. But like I said, that'll be in a Project Nice Truck video. So this is probably gonna do it for the update. The Project Nice Truck stuff we're gonna do today that I'll cover in the next video. We're gonna wash the truck, do a little bit of touch-up paint, maybe install a new CDR valve, and that'll probably do it. But yeah, so we're gonna wash it and shit like that. So anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry it's so long, 11 minutes and 35 seconds, but whatever. See you later.